Good day. It's a beautiful day. It's a beautiful morning. Oh, I do that from time to time, but I haven't where I say something and it reminds me of a song and then I break out into song, but I won't do that today. So I had a wonderful weekend. Some things that I was expecting to happen, that I was looking forward to, didn't happen. And typically that would frustrate me, send me into like a mode that's, not exactly good for me. And so I'm so thankful that I not only was like, oh, so that means it wasn't supposed to happen, but I was actually able to find good in that, and that's part of what I've been releasing and letting go. The need to have control, the need to know every part of the plan, the need to understand why things happen the way that they happen. And so I really gave myself a nice little pat on the back, because I was like, look at you growing up, girl. Look at you. Like really releasing and becoming that new version of yourself. So I also was thinking about, so this has been my video blog. It's kind of like talking to somebody because that helps me feel conversational, but it's really about me talking to myself, talking to God within me, and having an opportunity just to, release and let go, and then be able to go back and look at my progress and look at what I've learned and the things that I've been taught or reminded of, rather. However, I felt an impulse to share with some people who I have, some of them I've never met before, but we have connected on Facebook in a group. And I remember when I first started this leg of my spiritual journey, because it's been, if I look back, I can see where it started and, all the pieces of it, and all the chapters of it. When I started this leg, though, I felt extremely isolated because I didn't feel like I had anybody that understood where I was coming from. So the community that I entered in was a beautiful, loving, supportive community. But a lot of them were already established in their knowing and their understanding of things. And so they were using lingo that I had no idea what it meant, vibrations and chakras and all that. I didn't understand it at the time. And, but it resonated with me when I understood, the concepts of it. And so, and then I started being able to relate it to things that I did understand. And one of the things that you will probably, so if you're watching this, one of the things that you'll notice about me is that I do have a Christian background. Like that's where I grew up. I grew up in the church. I do not consider myself Christian now, because there are a lot of things within their doctrine that I cannot reconcile. And I haven't been able to reconcile in the way that I've been taught. And when I embraced the idea that I wanted to understand these things that I've been taught that never made sense to me, and I asked God, hey, reveal this to me, the answers that I got were not in alignment with what traditional Christians believe. And I also am a person who, there's a lot of different things that I am gleaning from different spiritual paths. I love listening to Deepak because I feel like Deepak is very scientific but he's Deepak. And then I also like listening to Mooji, who is very spiritual, very disconnect from self, and understand that there is no self, that there is just one, and we are all a part of that one, and we shedding our ego. I love listening to Michael Beckwith because he is an amazing teacher, and he does come from the teachings of Jesus. And so he's able to help me. Not even that. I have gotten answers, and he has confirmed those answers through his teachings. So I love that. And I love Abraham Hicks because I just feel like she's so practical, right? And so one of the things that I was fearful of when I shared this blog was that people were going to judge me. People were going to judge me as being a person who thinks that things can only be one way. And that's generally what Christianity does. Christianity believes that there's only one way. There's only one way. There was only one begotten Son, that there's, chosen people, and, chosen people at some time had a right to wipe out other people so that they could get the inheritance that belonged to them. And when I look at that, I say, if that's okay then it's okay now, right? If it's okay then it was okay, then it's okay now. And I'm not okay with it now. And, the presence that governs us does not change. It is infinite, and it does not change. And it operates by laws. And that makes sense to me. That is the God that I can see creating all that is beautiful, all that is glorious, all of nature that gets along with itself, right? And that we are a part of that nature, and we're called to all get along, even though we have differences of expression. And so I know that I don't owe anybody that explanation, but it's good for me to vocalize that, because sometimes we can get stuck in our ideas and the expressions that are given to us and make it as if that's all that exists. We self-elevate and, make ourselves believe that we somehow have some greater insight than someone else. And that is the opposite of oneness. And one of the things that I have taken on as a spiritual idea is that I want to understand oneness in a greater, because I understand that oneness is presence of God's Spirit, and that everything that I get from someone else, every understanding that they have received from the presence, God, whatever we call it, the universe, galactic, whatever you want to call it, right, is a piece of a puzzle, because the infinite cannot be held into just in a box. The infinite can't be put into a box. And so I'm thankful for my insight for that there's infinite possibilities in the infinite. And so my intention today is to continue to absorb and understand and grasp the concept of oneness with one another and with the divine presence. My intention is to walk in love and joy, and to also be a beneficial presence to those who are around me, whether they are suffering with an issue of not enoughness, whether they are suffering with an issue of feeling separated, that I would, in my presence, in me being in alignment with the presence, would bring into the situations the thing that they need. Now, am I saying that I need to fix people? No. What I'm saying is that my purpose is to be so much in alignment with the presence that all that I can do is just overflow into those around me. Like if you imagine a cup of water and it was like cups of water all around, and you just turn the faucet on. Once the cup is full, it's going to overflow, and it's going to affect and splash into the cups around it. And so that's what I want to be. I want to be so aligned. That is my intention, to be so aligned with presence that nothing could cut off, pinch off, stop the flow of presence in my life, and that I would be a benefit to those around me because of the alignment that I choose, because of the alignment that I am seeking. And that's my intention for today. It's going to be a beautiful day. I'm so excited. And I also know that there are miracles awaiting me. And that's another thing. I want to be open to the miracles and to see the things that the presence, that the universal presence is orchestrating on my behalf, because I know that all things are working for my good, that I have no lack, no limitation, and that when I open my eyes to see, when I open my inner eye to see, I can observe all of the things that are happening for me, and I no longer look with human eyes to say that things are happening to me. So I'd like to, you know what, I'm going to start opening it up for you guys to leave something in the comments. What is God teaching you today? What are the ancestors teaching you today? What is the presence teaching you? Because I learn from listening to others, and I believe I'm going to be leaving my Facebook soon. And so, like I said, those who have connected with me here, I do want to keep our connection, and I thank you for all being a beneficial presence in my life, and whether you know it or not, you have been. And so I give thanks for you, and I hope you guys have a wonderful, magnificent, miracle-filled day.